this is my favorite story about parenting that I saw today. So you as a parent, you will totally appreciate this one. There's a school in France where, and I guess it's a really big school and it's a well-known school and like all the parents want to get their kids in. It's like the private school to go to and stuff, but they're very strict. The kid has to be there by 8:30 in the morning, and if they're not there by 8:30 in the morning, they lock the gate. They close the gate. And then your kid can't go to school that day. And I guess if you have enough times that your kid doesn't go to school, eventually they kick you out, and then there's some other rich little kid or lucky little kid or some kid that got, grandfathered in. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to make sure your kid gets there at 8:30. But there's a lot of parents that are kind of like my friend Betsy. She can't get anywhere on time. Like, I don't even make plans with her anymore. Like, specifically, I won't say to her, let's go for coffee. I will say, I'm going out with this big group of people. If you want to join us, here's where we're going to be and here's the time. Because I know if I tell her we're there at 7, she'll show up sometime around like 8:30. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't even make plans with her anymore. There are Betsies out there who have children and they're French, so they're Betsy, and they want their kids to go to the school, but the gates lock at 8:30. So what have they been doing? They've been throwing their children over the gate.
Like a catapult.
Like a catapult, just picking up the kid and tossing the kid over the gate. I'm not even joking. That's a thing. Like, I don't know if they're like throwing a pillow over first, land on the pillow. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's become such a problem that not only has it made international news, but they had to put up a sign, which I guess is in French, that says, if you're here after 8:30, do not throw your child over the fence.
No throwing of the children, please. I don't blame the parents at all. I blame the kids, because once you try to get a kid out the door at a certain time, it's never going to work. They have no concept of time. Mm-hmm. They don't know. So if I say we got to leave by 9:30, by 9:45, they will start getting ready.
But aren't you the parent? Isn't it your job to start getting them ready? If you know they have to be at school by 8:30, it takes you 30 minutes to get there, so you got to leave at 8. Why wouldn't you start getting your kid ready at 6:30 so that there's no problem? That way you can, if there's a temper tantrum, if there's any sort of issue, you're the adult.
Agreed. But if I wake them up at 6:30, that means I have to get up at 4. So I get ready and get, their breakfast. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, well, you decided to become a parent. Sorry, that's what you got to do.
But kids, my whole life has been screaming in my head, sitting in my car in the driveway with the car running, going, "Come on."
But why don't you go in the house and make them go faster? Like, here, put these shoes on, take them in the car.
They have one speed. And right before they're getting ready to leave, they go, "Oh, I forgot to brush my teeth." So then they go back in and they brush their teeth. And then they come back out and go, "Oh, I want to get a water." Then they go back in. And then they come back out and they say, "Oh, my hair looks like crap. I have to go fix it again." It turns into hours and days.
I would run a tough ship. I'd run a really tight ship. Mm-hmm. If I had kids, those kids would be like the Von Trapp kids. They would come in singing in the morning, "So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye." And then when they go off to school, they'd be in their little outfits. Everybody would have a book under their arm. They'd have their little lunch that I would have made for them. And they would, one by one, in their little outfits, by size, walk out the door and go to school.
What is the weather like right now in Fairy Tale Land? Because I think I have spent days in my car waiting on you.
But I'm not your kid.
How many times did we have to be at a live broadcast and I would be in the car waiting on you?
All the time, but you know what?
I gotta go brush my teeth, and then I gotta go
me.
fix my hair. Oh, then I have to go put different shoes on.
I'm an adult. Listen, but you are in charge of children. If children do not learn to do things I wouldn't. If the kid forgot their water, I'd be like, consequences. No water for you today. You're going to go to school without water. Tough. Drink out of the water fountain like we did back in the 20s.
You can't even get yourself to the car on time to get to the place you have to go on time. So you couldn't even get yourself there. How are
My
you going to
kid,
get a
so
kid?
long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Okay, so if
Adieu,
I leave you
adieu,
at the
you and you
if
and
I
you.
leave you at the apartment, I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Goodbye.
You talk a big game for somebody who has no kids. I mean, you have a hard time getting somewhere in the hour you need to be there.
Well, I guess, if I had kids, they'd probably train me. Because if they have to be at school by 7, I'd have to wake up at 5, and I would start getting used to that lifestyle.
The only reason why cars have horns is because kids can't make it out in time. It's not to beep at other people on the road. It's to tell your kids, hurry the hell up because we're late. I'm surprised you can get to the doctor on time now.
Yeah, well, I've got nothing else to do. I'm like an old lady now. That's it's funny. I remember I used to go stay with my grandparents, and the whole day would revolve around their doctor's appointments, and I was like, God, what a life! Oh, that's so sad. Like, why don't they go? They'd hang out with their friends at night, and they would play bridge or whatever game grandparents play with each other, checkers, who knows? But I remember like being over there during the day, and their whole day would revolve around like who had a doctor's appointment when, and who would drive who, and what time they had to leave by. And my favorite thing is how my grandparents, if they had a doctor's appointment at 3, they would start getting ready at 12, and then by 1 o'clock they'd be ready to leave for an appointment that's 20 minutes away, and they would just sit on their couch and wait until it was time to leave. They would just sit there, not even watch TV. They didn't have phones to play on. They would just sit there, maybe read a paper, or just sit there and talk to each other until they had to leave for the doctor's appointment.
That's the one thing about you. If you have a doctor's appointment, you look forward to it. Like if it's at noon, you start looking forward to it the day before.
Oh, I can't wait. You know me, I'm a hypochondriac. I love to go to doctors. I can't wait for a doctor to tell me that's nothing, that's something, here's a pill, take this cream.
Right. No, you love it. I mean, it's your getaway. It's like your vacation spot when you get to go. And it doesn't matter what kind of doctor, just a doctor. Even a dentist, you're like, good. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Are you kidding? I had a cleaning the other day. I couldn't wait to get there. It was a beautiful day. I walked up there. I got there, and I walked home, and I was like, I had my cleaning and my checkup, and I got my new little toothbrush, and she gave me these new little pokey things for my gums. Oh, I was so excited. It made my day.
Can we make you another appointment? Yeah, please. When? Next week? Fine. I'll be here.
I made an appointment as I was walking out the door. I did. I can't wait until that appointment. I'm counting the days until that appointment.
And you put it right in your phone, didn't you? And you couldn't wait.
Please. Of course I did. Put it right. Anything else I had that day, I was like, nope, moving that over. Nothing's more important than this. Yeah, I mean, I love going to the doctor for 2 reasons. One, because the peace of mind, like, I'm such a hypochondriac. I think like, oh my God, I'm going to need like 10 root canals and I'm going to need like 4 fillings, and it's going to be terrible. And where am I going to get the money? And oh my God, I don't have dental insurance. And I like to go there and have them say, you're fine. See you in a couple of months. I leave. It's like the stress before I leave, and that stress is gone. It's almost like it's like a yoga class. I love it.
But then you start looking forward to the back doctor or the leg doctor or whatever else you can get into that week.
The funniest thing is here in New York, they're running these ads about, so if you have COVID, do this, do that, don't do this. And remember, if you have anything else going on, doctors' offices are open again. There's been so many ads running saying to New Yorkers, listen, there's other medical things going on that are not COVID related. If you need to see a cardiologist, they're around, they're open, go see them. If you need to just go for a checkup or bring your kid for their vaccinations, like go do that. Everything's open. I don't need to be told that. I've been going to the doctor all through COVID. I had that whole eye thing going on, remember, in like March. Mm-hmm. So I went to the doctor more during COVID than I did last year, than I did like for the past 10 years. I've done nothing but go to doctors this entire time.